Mythology and Folklore, an interview and survey about the believed pantheons in the locality, presented by Dia Marie Paderna, TEP 152. What is a pantheon? According to BritishMuseum.org, pantheon means of all gods. It is derived from the Greek word pan, which means all, and theos, which means God. What are the Philippine pantheons?
The stories of ancient Philippine mythology include deities, creation stories, and mythical creatures and beliefs. Ancient Philippine mythology varies among the many indigenous tribes of the Philippines. Some groups during the pre-Spanish conquest era believe in a single supreme being who created the world and everything in it, while others choose to worship a multitude of tree and forest deities, or diwatas. Diwatas came from the Sanskrit word devata, which means deity, one of the several significant Hindu influences in the pre-Hispanic religion of ancient Filipinos. Here are some of the gods and goddesses of the ancient Philippines. Bathala, the supreme god of being, creator of man and earth, and addressed sometimes as Batalang May Kapal. He dwells in Kaluwalhatian together with the lesser gods and goddesses. Amani Kable, the ill-tempered god of the sea, because among the first-generation gods, aside from Bathala, he was never married after his love was spurned by a beautiful mortal maiden Maganda. Idianale, the goddess of labor and good deeds. Natives used to call her for her guidance in order to make their work successful. She married Dimangan and had two offspring. Dimangan, the god of good harvest, he was married to Idianale and had two offspring. Lakapate, the goddess of fertility and the most understanding and kind of all the deities. Also known as Ikapati, she was the giver of food and prosperity. Mapulon, the god of seasons and husband of Lakapati, of whom they had a daughter. Mayari, the goddess of the moon and one of the three daughters of Bathala by a mortal woman. Tala, the goddess of the stars, sister of Mayari and Hanan, and one of the three daughters of Bathala by mortal woman. Another is Hanan, the goddess of morning, sister of Mayari and Tala, and one of the three daughters of Bathala by a mortal woman. Other gods includes Dumakulim, Anyuntabo, Anagulay, Apulaki, Mapulan Masananta.
The aim of this interview is to know the different local pantheons that is believed in the community. The respondents for this survey was randomly selected. There will be a total of 3 respondents, and the interview consists of 2 questions. Question 1. Are you familiar with the Philippine pantheon like Bathala and the other lesser gods? Question 2. What pantheon do you believe within the community? Here are the answers of the respondents for the question 1. And here are the answers of the respondents for the question 2. Upon summarizing the different answers of the respondents, they are all familiar with pantheons like Bathala, but other more mentioned pantheons, they are not familiar with it. In addition, they also doesn't know a specific pantheon that is believed within the community. However, all of them are devotee of the patron of Alae, which is Santo Niño, and that is the most common answer for all the respondents. The patron of Alae. The image of Santo Niño depicts an innocent boy Jesus with a smiling face yet dressed as a king, dressed in the robes of a king, crowned and holding the scepter and the globe as well as the cross. Santo Niño reminds us of the link between God's kingdom and the mystery of spiritual childhood. The Philippine Catholic Church celebrate the feast of Santo Niño or Holy Child Jesus. Vatican granted the Philippine Church to celebrate a special permission to celebrate the feast of Santo Niño every third Sunday of January because of the Filipinos' exuberant devotion to Santo Niño. The celebration of the feast of Santo Niño is a beautiful expression of the wedding between the Christian faith and the Filipino culture. Santo Niño symbolizes on the one hand, the introduction of the Christian faith to the Filipino people. On the other hand, Santo Niño symbolizes the celebration of the Filipino culture. The relic of Santo Niño is the first Christian image that set foot on Philippine soil, originally as a gift from explorer Ferdinand Magellan to Raja Humabon and his chief consort on account of their baptism in 1521. The native Filipinos welcomed the relic of Santo Niño and the whole Christian faith, however, according to their cultural sensibilities. The cultural appropriation of Santo Niño is beautifully expressed in the dance called Sinulog. Before the Spanish conquistadores came, Sinulog was already danced by the natives in honor for their wooden idols and anitos. The natives then adopted the Sinulog as a dance ritual in honor of the miraculous image of the Santo Niño. Thus, Sinulog became the link between the country's indigenous past and its Christian present. While devotees dance the Sinulog, they chant Pit Señor, as the short form of Sangpit sa Senyor, a phrase in Cebuano that means to call, ask, and plead to the king. These enigmatic contrasting elements provide us with one of the profound reasons to believe that Santo Niño is our protector and has the power to grant and answer our prayers, as many miracles have attested.